got a ride home and a service trailer in tow, so if anything goes awry, we got the tools and a truck to go pick up parts. Yeah, we're probably going to be living in these cabs for the next 3 days. We'll see how fast everything dries. We tented a bunch yesterday. It's a nice sunny day now. It's not the warmest day, but it's really breezy. Hopefully it starts knocking some points out of this hay and we can carry on. The goal was to kind of get enough dry that we have enough to chop through the night without it getting too wet with the dew. See how it goes. We need to shove 400 acres a day through that harvester for the next 3 days, 4 days. So, yeah. Hopefully everything holds together. When it dumps feed, it struggles. I'm not sold on the double hoist versus the one single bigger one. He's kind of got to rock it and jerk it to get the load out. This is probably 65% haylage, so there will be drier stuff, but yeah, so far it's working okay. You can see the tongue, or the jack already got drilled into the ground, so see if we can figure out something to get that higher. I think one of the biggest worries of a tractor of this size with a blade, in our area anyway, is getting the end wall pack, the end of the bunk. Because yeah, obviously I can't drive on any of that feed until I get the blade over the wall and then the wheels over the wall, or the subframe over the wall. And once you do get over the end wall, you shove a lot of feed in there before it finally stops settling. Little trick that I've done is I can pack the end wall using the blade itself, pushing down with the blade. It seems to work okay. I don't think I've ever really had too many complaints about the end wall. The corners are always hard to get. Corners pretty much always settle. I don't know if you can see the second bunk over there has 8 inches, 10 inches of haylage in the back, and it's still standing up against the wall, so that's probably a pretty good indicator that it's not loose feed by any means. I'm not going to say that I'm packing insane densities in the last 5 feet of a bunk, but it definitely works as long as they seal it up good. I don't think there ever is really any issue with that feed. So it's just another hurdle. We used to pack with a payloader. That was awesome for end walls. We don't have, or at least one we had, was a Volvo L70E. You'd have that torque converter overheated by halfway through the day trying to shove it up the ramp. It was trying to keep up to an 830 green eye claws harvester, and it was kind of all I could do to finish off a bunk. So I think it would, thing would roll over and die if I tried keeping up to this harvester today. But chop quality looks awesome. New knives look like they're doing their job. It's definitely got capacity. The guys have moved to the furthest away field now, which is kind of helpful for me while I'm doing the end wall. Gives me a little more time to shove into the corners and get it done right and get the bunk kind of shaped to just start working out. This is probably the most crucial time, or rushed time for me, I guess. Just trying to build the crown, get the end wall full. Kind of always waiting for loads to build the face, and then you can keep up pretty good after you get your kind of template built. Yeah, it's going pretty good. I think we're over half acres wise, for sure. So the wind is still humming away. The sidewall plastic was going crazy here earlier. At least we got it all buried now. Yeah. Okay, got this one all wrapped up. I think it was a little over 100 acres per set, but fit nicely. So it's a little bit on the heavy side still. I've seen a few people who were out chopping last night already. I don't know how they did it, because like this stuff would be over 48 hours now, and it's still on the heavy side. I don't know, but got this one wrapped up. We're gonna get hooked up to the truck here, and we'll get going to the next one. I think the next one has just over 300 acres, so and it's 20 to 4. All depends on the moisture. That stuff was tedded, so it should be drier. And we've got 2 mergers going now to get a bunch done up before the dew hits tonight, to let us keep chopping is what we're hoping to do. So we will see though. One disadvantage to doing the truck is you always get those 1 or 2 people that are afraid to pass it. Then you really get a long lineup of cars, and then you get people doing stupid stuff. It's a fairly busy road. It's the most direct route to the next farm, so go through a small village up here, and as long as everybody plays nice, we should get there just fine. Yeah, everyone seems to be scared to pass when you're towing a pickup truck, which fair enough. It's pretty sure it's technically illegal to pass 2 vehicles at a time, so. But we had the hazards on, and it follows me onto the shoulder all the time. I think I can speak for all farmers when I say that if you can safely pass, pass. We don't like you hanging out back there all day, just like you don't like being back there. So if it's safe to do so, get around us and carry on. I'm not trying to hold you up for miles and miles and miles here. First load in. They like it to be around 60% here. It does have it's pretty heavy grass alfalfa mix in this feed. It's a little fluffy right now, but by the time, like it's 5 o'clock now, by the time the dew sets in, I think we're in pretty good shape as long as the mergers can get ahead to keep chopping late into the night tonight with this stuff. So. That wind today, we didn't have a lot of heat, but I never did even look how many km/h winds we got, but they did a great job with the sidewall plastic. All the way to the floor, and they actually went around with their self-loading mixer, and buried the plastic, so that's the hard part done. As long as the wind doesn't get too crazy. You can see it's starting to work the sandbag off the wall there already on the prevailing edge. Hopefully the wind dies down here shortly, or I'm going to be stuck dealing with this all night. Yeah, it still struggles to lift a full load even when the haylage is dry. We're gonna have to get the territory wrap out. He promised us it would do it, and it's not doing it. So. This wind can go away anytime. I've already had to go up and kick all the sandbags off the front, because as soon as I start packing, it pulls the plastic down and all the sandbags fall in. So I gotta go grab that sandbag, see if I can bury that stitch that the wind stops grabbing in. It's a battle that you just know you're gonna lose eventually. 3 more sandbags down, we'll just try and bury that seam as best we can. Oh yeah. Full load right there, no problem. You can bugger off anytime, wind. So this is what I mean by packing the end wall with the blade. I can pivot it side to side and shove it right into that corner. Since he's backing in and I can't go back and forth anyway, at least I'm still able to be doing something. The bunks need to be wide enough for me to get around the load. That's kind of the criteria. Some bunks I have to come out every load before they dump. If I try backing over the load, sometimes it gets hung up under the tractor, and I've wrecked sensors under the transmission and ripped hydraulic hoses off under the tractor, backing straight over haylage loads. Not a big deal in corn silage. Corn silage I can bulldoze right over them, no big deal. So haylage I have to go to one side or the other, or it's really hard. There's a lot of crevices up underneath that haylage gets shoved up into when you back over the pile, and 90% of the time you're fine. But yeah, like I said, I've broken hydraulic hoses, and there's temp sensors and pressure sensors hanging off the side of the transmission that if haylage gets up in there, it can cause some issues. I've also had it get stuck up under the engine and actually catch on fire under the in between the subframe and the engine before, so that was pretty exciting, driving down the road and all of a sudden smoke's coming out. But editing a video on why we got rid of the Pentas, and ow, you can dump behind me every time. You just switch sides every time you dump. We'll see if that thing makes it through the night. I hate that we're using it right now. That's how much I despise the Pentas. I don't dare get too close to the back of it in case it does come flying over at me. It sucks because they're nice looking dumpers. Scrap the frame and start over on the frame, you can have a good dumper. I don't know. Hopefully we can figure out these super tilts, because I'm going to regret not doing it that way if super tilt comes back and says that's just the way these dumpers are. It's going to be frustrating, but we'll see what they say. This right here is the hardest part of packing with the blade. Is knowing when you can shove that blade mount over the wall. Because yeah, you don't want to put a hole in the plastic, then it's pointless. But you need to get over the wall at some point. You just keep pushing feet in, pushing feet in. And eventually you can drive up quickly, but you can't sit there. And then eventually you can sit there. A little bit more in the corners, but that's about as good as she gets for a blade. You can drive onto the end wall. You've got it pretty good, especially with this thing. We used to pack with the payloader, which was really easy to do end walls, but it wasn't very. It had a lot of rear end weight, like the engine and counterweight on the back was heavy. You had your loader and your fork out front, but the pounds per square inch was all on the back of the payloader. And then we packed with a Magnum with a loader, and it was the same thing. It was very tail end heavy. You could actually wheelie going up the ramp if you made it too steep. So it's nice that you can pack right against the end wall, but you're not really putting that much weight there. If you can get these wheels over that end wall, I think it's still doing a better job than the payloader or the Magnum ones packing the whole thing. I'm still shoving feet in as I go with the blade. And I need time to do it properly. Like, we were chopping the faraway field for the end of the bunk here, which worked out really well. If he was right beside the bunk, it definitely wouldn't look that good. But I'm happy with that. Shouldn't settle too much. It always settles a bit, no matter how much feet you shove in there. It's just where the water wants to sit. So yeah, pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. This is, I don't know if we would be 80 acres yet of 310. But I would say we're definitely a third full, so she's gonna be a bunk buster. I guess I've never talked about how the blade is controlled. So remote number one is a down, straight up feature. You can tell by the bars. Number two is side to side. Number three is curl, twist, and twist. And number four is a curl feature. So this is an 8-way blade. It goes up, down, side to side, curl, and or twist and curl. The curl is unique to this brand, I believe. Most other blades are 6-way. It's doable with only 6, obviously, because a lot of people do it. I personally don't think I could go away from having that curl feature anymore, or not having it. The way I like to do end walls is shove a bunch up there, get the rest of the load spread out on the face, and then since I have such a big blind spot in the center, I'll pick a side of that pile that I shoved up and work it 2 or 3 feet at a time to the end wall, and packing it as I go. That way I don't shove a blade full over the end wall, which is a disaster. But I can also curl and back drag if I brought too much up or pushed too much too far or whatever. So I really like this setup. I like these new paddles. They took a little bit of getting used to, but my fingers aren't near as sore at the end of the day. Our old Steger had the black rubber paddles, and you'd have calluses on your thumb by the end of corn silage from shoving the thing back and forth all day. I'll maybe do a video the next time I push up the load. If I get the camera situated on the screen, it'll show just how much you actually play with the blade to push a load up, or at least how much I do anyway. I probably do it a lot more than I need to, but it's muscle memory at this point. As you can see, 1 and 4 kind of go hand in hand. They both act as a lift and a lower. Kind of use 4 to curl the blade as I come over the peak to keep the feed in the blade if I want to. Instead of making it instead of forcing it to the outside where it kind of all funnels out and then it goes over the wall. We curl the blade back, then it carries up the face. And as I want it to start falling out, I kind of curl it forward, tilt to start shaping the wall. And now I've pushed the bump up there, and I want to maneuver into the corner. Kind of wiggle that guy over. Back what I just pushed. And go back and get another blade full. It's hard to say if it's getting any better, the super tilt. I think he still has to work it up. What theory was the sticky paint, with the paint being fresh and new, is sticky. So maybe it was holding up more than it normally would. Another theory was error in the cylinders from them being new, but considering the amount of loads it's done today, I think both those theories can be put to rest, and it's probably just a hoist issue. We'll see what they come up with. Hopefully they feel like making it right, and well, the harvester's out of fuel. It's there. The tires are wet now. Even the stuff that we merged before the dew hit. We're creeping up pretty aggressively in moisture here, so we're gonna shut down for a bit, let the sun burn the dew off in the morning. Hopefully get going again at a decent time. But it's what it is. We can't put the feed away too wet, and we can't control Mother Nature. So I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see what we get up to tomorrow. I hope watching me go back and forth isn't getting boring. I'm trying to keep it interesting, but we'll talk to you later.